Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be kind of all over the place, so just bear with me. It doesn't really have much structure. I just wanted to talk about a few things and put together a really simple makeup look. And a quick update on my Project Pan. I actually used up today the Body Shop Vitamin E Aqua Boost Essence Lotion. I've also used up all of my cleansers. I actually finished up my last cleanser this morning, so I did have to pick up another one of those today. I got the Mario Badescu Botanical Facial Gel. This one is for oily skin. So the MAC Next to Nothing, which is my favorite foundation, you guys know that I love it. It has been discontinued. And so I bought 5 more of those. I'm going to keep these in the refrigerator so they'll last just a little bit longer. But I ended up buying the Face and Body Foundation from MAC. What I like to do is I actually like to mix the two of these together. The Next to Nothing kind of shears out and makes the Face and Body really easy to blend out. And the Face and Body kind of helps the Next to Nothing just have a little bit more coverage. So I've actually really been liking the cocktail of both of these on my face, and that's what I've been using. And today's my day off, and it's 7:30 at night, so I don't want to do anything too makeup-y because then I'm just gonna have to take it all off anyway. So for eye cream and concealer, I'm gonna use a 2-in-1. This is the First Aid Triple Remedy Eye Cream. And cut corners wherever you can. I mean, if you can find something that's gonna be like a 2-in-1, go ahead and use that. Shit. And then 2 pumps of Next to Nothing. And then drop a little bit of that Face and Body Foundation right on top of Next to Nothing. And then I'm just gonna mix those two together, then start to bounce that on. And I really focus this more in the center of my face and then just kind of lightly blend that out toward the hairline. Since I brought that eye cream really close to the sides of my nose, I don't really need to bring this foundation all the way out and cover that because that area is already covered. I don't need any more coverage there. I think that makeup brands are really starting to come out with products, especially foundation products, that have a lot of pigment packed into a very thin base. And for right now, I'm just really liking my skin to look like skin. So setting my face has been mostly consistent. I've been using the Ben Nye Pretty Pink Translucent Face Powder along with the Emphasize Powder from MAC. So I'll use those or this MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Warm Rose. This one, of course, has been discontinued. I'm going to take a damp mini beauty blender that's got a hair sticking out of it and a fuzz sticking out of it. Lots of fuzz sticking out of it. I should definitely stick this on my eyeball. And I'm going to press out the creasing that has happened underneath the eyes from that eye cream, which it doesn't really crease that bad, but since I just want to make sure that I'm not setting any lines, I just want to go ahead and make sure that that's all buffed out of there. And I'm just going to take some of that powder on this little brush. This is the Luxie 660, the Precision Foundation Brush, which I don't know who would use this for foundation. This is definitely not a foundation brush. This brush is really good for exactly what I'm using it for right now. Just kind of setting your concealer, putting powder in little kind of smaller areas, but I can't imagine putting any kind of foundation on with this brush. I had actually forgotten all about this powder until a few weeks ago. I had gone into MAC and I was actually talking about the Ben Nye powder. And the girl that was working was like, oh, what about Warm Rose? And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot all about that. She's like, well, it's been discontinued, but we have this one if you want it. And I was like, okay. And to set the rest of my face, I've been going back and forth between the MAC Next to Nothing in Medium Plus and the Select Sheer Pressed Powder in NW25. Both of these are by MAC. This one's definitely discontinued, but I think that maybe the Select Sheer Pressed Powders are discontinued as well. But since I have a much larger dent put in the Select Sheer, I'm gonna go ahead and use that one and kind of hit the outer perimeter of my face. Since I've already set the center with something that has a little bit more of that shimmery pink tone to it, I'm just going to take this on the outer edges. And this one's more of a matte finish and it's just a little bit deeper in tone. I'm not going to take that onto the areas that I've already set with the other powder. And then just a subtle contour. This is the Bone Beige powder by MAC. And this one I'm really close to done with. Just kind of blending that into the temples. Create a little bit of structure here into the cheekbone area because I really don't have cheekbones. And again, not too much, just enough. I'm going to go in with some Melba blush by MAC, and this is a MAC 137, and I'm just going to add a little bit of color to the cheeks Not anything too crazy. But I've put most of my face products into one giant palette. I have two of those huge, obnoxious palettes, the Give Me Glow and the JD Glow palettes. And what ended up happening with those is that I just have so much eyeshadow and then so much other stuff that I depotted, that I just kind of took what I wasn't using and shoving it into those giant palettes, that they just kind of ended up at the bottom of the stack, housing stuff that was just never ever gonna get used. So what I ended up doing was I went through those palettes, I took a lot of stuff and I gave things away, and then everything else that was in there I took and I condensed down into smaller Z palettes. And honestly, I feel like I need to condense things down even further. I think that I could give away 2 more Z palettes worth of eyeshadow and still have way too much eyeshadow in my collection. So now that my nose contour is on, and again, today it was very subtle, it was very soft, I'm gonna take whatever's left on that brush, which shouldn't be much at this point, and I just kind of bring that shadow in towards the inner corner of my eye a little bit, but I still wanna keep the inner corner bright. So I'm gonna take that shadow down just above that area. We're just making that contour look a little bit more realistic and kind of blending it in a little bit more. And I did have to buy another one of these MAC Shape and Shade brow tints today, but the one that I just finished and turned in for Back to MAC, I've been using since August, and I use it almost every day, and it lasted that long. I've already filmed an entire tutorial on how I do my brows. Nothing's really changed, so I'm gonna go ahead and link that video in the description box down below. But if you wanna watch that video, go ahead. I'm gonna do my brows today off camera, and I'll come back and we'll do the rest of the face. Okay, so brows are half-assed, but they're on. At this point, my face is starting to get a little bit oily already, and this is normally where I'm gonna go ahead and put on eyeshadow. But basically, I take my beauty blender and just kind of shove it into the container that this powder's in, tip it upside down so I can coat the tip, tap it off while it's in the container so I'm not wasting a bunch of product. And then the tip is covered in powder, but not a shit ton, just enough. And then I'm gonna go ahead and press that into the under eyes, and again, just kind of bake where you have your concealer, or in this case, my eye cream that just happens to be tinted. I'll bring it down the sides of the nose and just kind of press that in. Then anything that's left on the sponge, I just kind of go ahead and press it down the center of my nose, up into the center of the forehead. I'll kind of lightly set the eyebrows a little bit just to make sure that those are locked down into place. And today's eye look is going to be super easy. I've already laid down the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I did that off camera, and then I'm going to go into this shade Soft Teddy by MAC. And this is from that monochromatic collection they had come out. I don't remember what it was even called. This color just kind of reminds me of something you would have seen in Naked 3 or even the Kat Von D Lolita palette. It definitely has that kind of vibe. It's a little bit more of that dusty rose, and just kind of sweeping that under the lower lash line. And before I move on to the lid, I'm actually gonna pop something on my waterline really quick. You guys know that I'm no stranger to lip liner on the waterline. Today is no different, but this is just gonna be a different shade that I'm used to. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencil in the shade Liar. This is like a neutral nude lip pencil, and I think it's gonna look really cool and grungy on the waterline and just kind of bring everything together. And I think it's gonna work really well with the shadow that I have on. So I also have these in my project pan. These are the Stila Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadows. I just want to use these up, get rid of them, and then move on to loose glitter on top of a glitter primer, because that's really what I prefer anyway. But some of these colors are just really, really pretty, and I just want to make this really simple, really easy, but really effective. And these are great for that because they're just so easy. You can just slap it on, tap it out with your finger, or tap it out with a brush, or don't blend it out at all. I mean, a color like this, if you just kind of put it on the lid and kind of tap that little doe foot around on the outer edge, it kind of blends itself out. And I just swiped that right across my fucking eyeball. I don't know what it is with this eye today, but this is the eye that I got loose powder in. And then when I was putting eyeshadow on, I jammed the brush right into my eyeball. And now I have swept this Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadow right across the same eyeball. Did I say across, like it had a T at the end? I think I did. I already have fallout and I just got done putting it on. But again, this is a really pretty color. It's a really easy application, but I'm just not a huge fan of these. And now that that's mostly dried down, I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes using the individual lash curler from Lash Star Beauty. Of course, I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. And the only thing that I do differently when I'm doing a more subtle or more light makeup look is I apply my mascara using this little mini fan brush by MAC, and it's really good for lightly coating the lashes, and you can still build up the mascara on top of the lashes if you want a fuller effect, but if you want it really lightweight and like a barely there mascara on your lashes, this brush is really good for that. And then for highlighter, I'm still working through Soft and Gentle, which I'm using as part of my Project Pan, and I haven't gotten sick of this highlighter yet. I think it's very flattering for my skin tone, and it's worked really well, and I just have not gotten sick of it yet. And I did return some containers for Back to MAC today as well. I picked up 2 lipsticks. I got Ruby Woo, and I also got the shade Amorous, which is almost like this medium tone plum color. And it's something that I never would wear, but I don't know, there was something about it today that was calling my name. I was really drawn to this one, and this is the one that we're gonna use today. You know I'm a nude lip guy, and for as far outside of my comfort zone as this color is, I really fucking like it. But yeah, let me go ahead and do something with this Khloe Kardashian hair really quick, and we'll go ahead and wrap this up. So I just have this cheap Helen of Troy curling iron that I think I probably paid like $5 or $10 for. And I just dismantled the clip, took that off of it, and I have like an instant curling wand. So then one more quick thing, one more product that I picked up. So when it comes to hair care products, I'm pretty bougie. I don't use drugstore. I don't use anything over the counter on my hair. And I don't think you should either. But last weekend I was in a pinch. I just needed something quick. So I went into the travel section at Target and I picked up this Dove Refresh Plus Care Volume and Fullness Dry Shampoo. And the only reason that I'm even mentioning this, if you guys remember about a year or so back, my friend Justine came onto my channel and we filmed a video together. She's one of my best friends. I love her so much. She has this aroma. She has this stink. I don't know what her perfume cocktail is, and I think it's one of those things that she's just gonna take to the grave. But if you know Justine, if you've spent any time around her, anybody that's watching this video that knows Justine, you know what she smells like. It's that unmistakable Justine fragrance, right?
It's funny, people get really weirdly wild about my scent, but sometimes it's creepy.
This smells exactly fucking like Justine. It smells exactly like her. I sent her a text message. I told her to buy this. I'm like, this dry shampoo smells exactly like you. It's crazy. And again, I feel like a total hypocrite for putting drugstore products on my hair right now. And it's empty. It's a good thing that I went to Target yesterday and bought another one in a full size. God, who am I? And I would never put drugstore products in my hair. But this, again, it smells just like Justine. And I'm sorry if this was kind of rambly and all over the place, but that's just kind of how I was feeling today. So we've got this pretty basic look with some fancy lady hair. But yeah, I've got dark lips and no nail polish on right now, so I have no idea who the fuck I am. Let me go ahead and take care of this situation. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one.